kind of drilling the functional movements here. The first step, okay? Again, we talked about extensively about just zone footwork and whatnot, being able to step, okay, right or left, gaining ground, a short stride. Again, you can see that all the cleats are in the ground on that first step. They're not up on their toes on the first step. Again, the reason we don't want them up on our toes is balance issues, okay? You get out over your toes, you start leaning over your toes, that defensive lineman does any kind of thing to slip your block, and you're going to be falling forward or end up on the ground. So we want to get, again, all the cleats in the ground, all right? Good knee and ankle flexion, all right? So we can bring the hips, drive those cleats in the turf. Pushing and driving, pushing and driving. Now this is an example of an overstride right here, okay? I'm going to try to freeze this. When we overstride like this now, all right, on our first step, the only thing that can happen on our second step as far as our body goes, all right, driving off of this leg right here, you can see when we overstride now, the only direction my torso can go is up, all right? So again, we want to make sure that stride is cut down, okay? And we're working for contact on the second step as we come off the line of scrimmage. But again, an overstride right here, everything's going to elevate on the second step. Here's an example of stepping away from your target, okay? A pivot step, all right, rather than the bucket step. So again, I've talked a lot about the bucket step on the zone or the drop step, okay, however you want to term it. But again, in doing that properly now, it should be over and up with that toe pointing. It's never going to be completely perpendicular to the line of scrimmage, but you want to have that toe, pointing downfield and never to the sideline right here, okay? So this is an example of what I see a lot of kids pivoting, okay? You can see how that right toe is pointing at the sideline here. When that happens, your shoulders are turned, okay, and you lose power. You lose power. You have nothing. That defensive lineman's going to get right on that shoulder right there, and that's where you see instances of guys getting knocked 2-3 yards deep in the backfield. Examples here of good footwork. Okay, good second step quickness. You see how quickly that second step gets in the ground. That's when contact is made. Okay, we want to be shooting the hands on that second step. First step gets us to our target. Second step is when contact is made. So good second step quickness is